Hi folks, so decided to make another video tonight. Not entirely sure what I'm going to talk about. Just kind of wanted to make another video. I didn't make one earlier on in the day today, and you know, I don't know if worryingly, interestingly, whatever. I don't even remember. To be quite honest, I can't even remember. When did I make those videos? The ones that I've just put up. I can't even remember. Was it yesterday? Did I do it yesterday? Did I do it the day before? Can't remember. Part of me thinks, no, I did it yesterday. I did the videos yesterday and I uploaded them yesterday. But there's another part of my brain saying, like, I'm not so sure. I think it was the day before that. I'm sure if I looked on my calendar and if I looked on, maybe even show you on there what day I actually uploaded it, I guess. So I guess from that I could work it out, but it's slightly worrying that I can't really remember whether I did it yesterday or whatever. Well, I definitely know I haven't done one today because it's the first one. And I say today because it's nearly 12 o'clock, so once it hits 12 o'clock it'll be Thursday rather than Wednesday. Still Wednesday at the moment. At least 5 minutes left of Wednesday. Anyway, so yeah, kind of like I say, I just wanted to make a video. I've been watching some really interesting documentaries, all on YouTube because I don't watch TV, like I say. And started off watching I can't remember what it was I started watching now. Anyway, so I started watching some stuff, some documentary stuff. Well, I think it was about dark matter and quantum physics and all that sort of stuff, because I love all that stuff. It's fascinating. It really fascinates me. Anyway, so then that kind of led on to something else and something about the nature of reality, and then I found this series of documentaries about the brain and this American doctor guy who studies, his neuroscientist, whatever. And there's a series of documentaries all about the brain, really interesting. One being about the nature of reality, and another one being about you know, who we are. You know what I mean? You know, in terms of like determined by our brain and whatever, sort of thing. Anyway, all fascinating, really, really fascinating stuff. I've been sat here for the last, I don't know, 2-3 hours watching all these different documentaries because they're all around about 50 minutes long, roughly, give or take. So, oh, and slightly, and just before that, actually, to be quite honest, actually, now that I think about it, I've been watching quite a few paranormal documentaries as well. One particularly, although I started watching that earlier on in the day rather than in the evening, but Most Haunted, one of their latest episodes, I didn't even know they were still going. I thought Most Haunted had finished as a TV series. I didn't realise it was still going, to be quite honest, because I used to watch it avidly for a long time when it first started, more or less. Well, more or less when it first started, in its early days. And I watched it for many years because I really, and I've even bought the box sets, but I haven't watched it really properly for a long time, and I've kind of got a little bit disheartened and disillusioned with it slightly because of some of the controversies surrounding it. You know, some of the there's reports that some of it's been faked, and anyway. And also because some of the stuff that I watched more recently and in the last few years, like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters, because I prefer their styles. But even Ghost Adventures, actually, to be quite honest, now that I think about it, even they seem to be, I don't know, they don't seem as genuine, perhaps, as they did when they first started. But anyway, again, that's a whole another thing that I'm not necessarily. I didn't intend to be waffling on about that. I'm just saying that's what I was watching earlier on, and I was sat then, like I say, watching these documentaries about the brain and so forth, and the nature of reality, and yada yada yada. And it's just kicked off a load of stuff in terms of just thinking about things and about my own self and so forth and what have you. Anyway, the thing is, like I said, I wanted to I I'm in a very, very interesting. I keep using that word. The reason why I say, the reason why I think I'm using the word interesting is because I'm trying to steer away from being negative and using negative words and negative connotations, because of the way I am at the moment, the way I'm feeling overall and in general. Is that I could very easily just go right into that very negative, very dark, very self-destructive space that I really am trying to steer away from, because the way I'm feeling at the moment, with everything in general and with my life in general and the way things are going, I'm very much likely to see the glass as half empty very, very easily, and that is a very, very flippant way of describing, just to be quite honest, quite serious way my head could go if I don't try to keep trying to stay positive, to be quite honest. Now the thing is, I'm doing this video, right, and like I say, normally my videos, and you know, straight away my head's trying to distract me in a way that, because I was thinking, I was sat here and I was thinking to myself, you know, let's just do a really raw video, raw, do you know what I mean, just what you see, what you get, although a lot of my videos kind of like that anyway in a sense, but I do tend to censor myself a lot of the time, because like I said, I don't want to put negativity out there necessarily, and I want my videos to be entertaining, and I want people to watch them and not be depressed. I don't want to depress everybody, but this is what it is at the moment, and I don't know, I was just thinking, because I'm watching this documentary and I'm listening to about the stuff, and they were talking about Alzheimer's, and they were talking about various different other things, and how some research stuff, again I'm not going to go into the whole conversation about it necessarily, but just in terms of how some people, when they've done autopsies on certain people's brains, they found that they had all the hallmarks of somebody with full-blown Alzheimer's, and yet the individuals, because they'd studied these people over a time, do you know what I mean, they weren't just like random people who just, oh, let's check their brain sort of thing. These people they were part of a study that had been going on for years with some university in America, whatever, and again, I don't want to get into a big spiel about it, but basically they reckon that the reason why the brain was protected, why those people still functioned quite cognitively and quite well, even though physically their brain showed all the signs of Alzheimer's, was because they were continually being active, even into right old age sort of thing, that they were still very active, they were still engaging in new things, doing different things and so on. And apparently that can have a protective nature about somebody necessarily developing that disease, or well, anyway, again, like I said, I'm not an expert in this, and I'm just going by part of what they said, and I'm not giving the full thing anyway, because I don't want to go into a big spiel about it. But anyway, the point is, long-windedly as usual with me, is that I just wanted to document, just be me and be raw and just document. And I'm not sure why this just came into my head. I'm looking at the camera and I'm seeing my camera for the first time, rather than as entertainment tool or whatever, but I'm seeing it as a scientific instrument, in a sense, a scientific tool that to use to document just exactly how I'm feeling, how I am, what's going on, you know, sort of maybe the stuff that normally, let's say, to the outside world you don't, because we all have masks, we all have what's things that we put on for the world and the people around us at times, because that's how we have to get on. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, it's not always like that. You know, sometimes you can really be yourself with people that you could trust and people that you're close with or whatever. But for the shopkeeper down the road or the person at the flipping dole office that you're dealing with and in that moment of time or whatever, we all put masks on. We all have professional hats, masks, whatever, that we put there to interact with the world because it's the right thing to do or whatever. Do you know what I mean? We can't all just go around saying and thinking and doing whatever the hell we feel in that moment, because sometimes that's not a good thing to be doing necessarily for lots of different reasons. But I just thought, because it's also making me think of that film. Now I know this is a completely I don't know, innocuous oh great words sometimes, completely, my brain sometimes, like I'm trying to find that particular word that I know and understand what it is and what it means, but I can't find. It's like looking in that filing cabinet. You can't see it. I've got a filing cabinet at the side of me here. It's like looking in my filing cabinet for a particular piece of paper. It's like I can't find it because my brain's just not giving me access to it. Now I've completely distracted myself and I completely forgot what the hell I was talking about. Anyway, great, completely lost my thread. Yeah, sorry, so camera, scientific tool, documenting, and great, yeah, documenting, yeah, that film, the analogy, I think that's the word I was looking. See how it gives me the bloody word when I'm what's duh. Thanks, brain. Anyway, so the analogy. Actually, that's not even the word. I don't think. So, the analogy I was trying to draw between what I'm doing here right this minute, and in terms of looking at the camera as a tool, as a scientific way of documenting something. I was thinking to the film that Robin Williams was in, where he played this doctor, not Patch Adams, because he's done a couple of these things. I mean, one is Patch Adams, not Patch Adams. The other one, and I can't for the life of me remember. Robert De Niro played one of the main characters in it, or the main character, I guess you could say. And I don't know if people know the film I'm referring to. I can't for the life of me remember what it was called. But it was all based on a true story apparently, and there's a part in the scene, because he'd been filming all of these interactions with these patients, but particularly with Robert De Niro. And again, I don't want to go into a big monologue spiel about the flipping film and tell you the whole flipping plot or whatever. But suffice to say, there's a moment in the film where Robert De Niro is he's regressing back to whatever was going on in terms of the brain thing that was happening. Anyway, he said to him, keep filming, learn. And he basically, the whole what's name was, he wanted him, even though Robin Williams playing that doctor in that moment he felt, I guess, like he was being ghoulish or being, the man's suffering right in front of him, the man's having some sort of episode, some sort of kind of fit or whatever, and his instinct as a doctor is to try to help and stop and prevent, further suffering or whatever sort of thing. That's his natural instinct as a doctor to want to do that. But the patients tell him, no, keep filming this because you need to learn from it, because there's nothing you probably can do for me right now, so therefore keep filming, because once you play this film back. Once you've documented it, we might be able to learn for the next lot of people that come along, sort of thing. It's just quite a powerful scene anyway, I thought. Anyway, that's what I was thinking of when I was just thinking about documenting and seeing my camera as a scientific tool rather than just something for entertainment. It can have both roles, essentially. And the thing is, I think this, to be quite honest, it's like a million things come into my head at the same time. There was my art teacher many years ago. And you're going to think, well, where the hell are we going now? Paul takes us on these journeys, and we seem to be going down this path quite nicely one minute, and then all of a sudden he'll drag us off into this other direction. Where the hell are we going now? Believe me, it connects. It connects in my head anyway. Right, so my art teacher, Mr. Garner, many years ago, when I was 15 years of age, round about 14, 15, and I remember when we were doing for our exams, and we were all given, well, I ended up not having the best space to put my artwork in. It was right in the corner of the room, right at the top of the wall, right at the top, you know, shoved in the corner there. Everyone, most other people, because they got told early enough about to set up their work, they had these freestanding boards that they could present their work in a nice presentation. Anyway, none of that's it's all completely irrelevant now, but again, very long-windedly, as I always do, the point was that Mr. Garner once said to me that one of the reasons why I didn't get an O-level pass that time, because I got grade 2 and CSE as it was back then. I know they changed them now, so it's not CSE, but it was when I was a kid. When I was 14, our exams were, I don't know what it stood for, I don't know what the letters stood for, but it was CSC. That was the whatever, examination, whatever. Anyway, so the thing is that, like I say, if I'd got a grade 1, that was supposedly, this is what I was told, it was the equivalent to an O-level pass. But I missed out on that, according to Mr. Garner, because 1, I was shoved up in the corner because I didn't get a nice freestanding board to put all my artwork on, like most other kids did. And secondly, because I put all of my stuff in, so all my crap and rubbish stuff as well. Not just, and Mr. Garner said I should have just put my best pieces in, and if I'd had one of those freestanding boards, I probably would have got the O-level pass. So now the connection is to that is that in terms of my videos, you know, some of my videos are really crap. You know, I mean, they're rubbish. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even, well, no, maybe I would watch them, but I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of, I don't know what that is, whatever. But I can understand and see, and even I agree that some of them, especially the last couple, and when I say the last couple, maybe not the pub one or the ghost pub thing or the haunted pub, whatever, and maybe not even the last ranty one that I did necessarily. I won't say necessarily they were, you know, crap necessarily. You know. Although the ranty one, I grant you, is boring. Like this is going to probably be boring. I don't know. Certainly doesn't get lots of views. But again, believe me, I'm not that arsed right now. I mean, that could change. You know what I mean? Maybe I start getting a few, but then it's like, oh, I want some more. Whatever. But I don't know. Just doing this, just talking to the camera at least, kind of changes my feelings a little bit, and changes how I feel, maybe not overall, but to some degree. So in some ways maybe it's kind of therapeutic. I mean, you know, the thing is, I'm pretty sure most of you have seen my flat. I could very quickly just show you around now, even. But you know that this, you know, the thing is that there's nobody here. There's just me and my cat, but wherever he is at the moment, he might be in the bedroom at the minute, sleeping in there. But as I've said before, he's not a great conversationalist. Now, okay, granted, when I'm out and about, when I'm going to SHP or whatever. I can have nice conversations with people, sometimes quite intelligent, quite intellectual conversations sometimes. But, you know, for the most part, I'm kind of starved of all that. And I love deep philosophical debate, and I love intellectual conversation. I do. I do. My brain craves that. I love that. I love thinking deep about stuff, and that's why I love documentaries, and particularly about the brain, particularly about science in general, any kind of science topic, but specifically quantum physics. I love quantum physics. I don't pretend to understand a lot of it, do you know what I mean? I don't, do you know what I mean? But it fascinates the heck out of me nonetheless, do you know what I mean? And I just absorb it, and just, whoa, it really makes me wonder and fascinates the heck out of me. So I love my brain being stimulated in that way, but you know, I don't get a lot of that when I'm stuck in here. Yeah, I can watch the documentaries, but there's only so many documentaries you can watch, in it, and there's only so many of these I can make and all. Do you know? The thing is that I understand and know that this isn't going to get me a lot of views. This isn't going to get my channel alight and firing, and you know, everyone like gonna get like thousands of subscribers. You know, blah blah blah, making videos like this. I know that's not going to get me that, whatever, do you know what I mean? But again, you know, at the end of the day, this is what I want to do right this minute. Right this minute in time, I feel the need and want to make this boring, long-winded video of me prattling on about whatever. But I think there's a deeper underlining thing here, because I find myself in a really, and I know I keep using this word, and the thing is that I don't know if it's really the right thing to say necessarily, but I find myself, because it doesn't really describe, not fully describe, or really convey perhaps what is actually going on for me, but I find myself in a very interesting moment in my life, if you like, a very interesting crossroads maybe, because like I say, the thing is now I'm in a pretty dire situation one way or another. Like I said, I've got no food. I've been eating biscuits for the last couple of days. Those biscuits ran out this morning. I managed to get myself a loaf of bread tonight, earlier on, for 50p. So it's a cheap loaf of bread. It's not, doesn't taste all that great, but you know, it's a loaf of bread, I guess. And I've got some butter and I've got some jam. Now, I had a couple of slices of jam on toast earlier on, and to be perfectly honest with you, didn't like it. I couldn't eat it all. And in fact, I ended up throwing some of it away because it was just making me sick to try and eat it. And, you know, I kind of feel a bit guilty about that because it's still food at the end of the day, and I haven't got any, and, you know, whatever. And then I'm kind of just wasting it because I can't eat it. But anyway, so the thing is, like I said, you know, because I've got no food, and at the moment I've got no way of really getting any. I mean, I could possibly go to the food bank again, the one in Brixton here, possibly, but I don't know. I don't know what. And to be quite honest, I don't know. I just don't know. And the thing is, like I said, you know, it's kind of, I kind of, you know, there's a part of me wants to just crawl up into a little ball and give up completely. And again, I don't want this video to come across as if like I'm being over dramatic or trying to, you know, oh, I don't know, whatever. I'm not trying to make people worried or whatever. Oh, come on, you stupid thing, man. Don't give me that. Oh, for Oh man! What are you doing? Sorry. So, anyway, yeah. So like I said, no food, and I'm trying not to get into that despondent space. I can get very despondent. Start to want to give up. Just and yeah, like the guy said, keep filming, keep filming, keep filming. Learn, 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 learn. Because maybe this is also a bit of a therapeutic tool, a diagnostic. No, not diagnostic tool. What am I talking about? A therapeutic tool in some ways, so that I play this back, and I am going to put it on my YouTube channel. Why not? You know, I don't care. At the end of the day, you know, even if it doesn't get any views, I don't care. I really don't. Because the point is, really, I'm making this video for me. Because I need to make it, because it's like I said, keeping it raw, keeping it what the situation is at the moment. I am really getting very despondent. I'm getting very despondent. I was kind of hoping that maybe this would be some kind of like a cathartic experience, maybe a bit like when I did that painting. And again, I'm not going to go into you. That's cryptic, so you'll just have to try and work that one out. See, slight little things annoy me. That just that person beeping his horn out there, for whatever reason they're beeping their horn. You know, just felt this flash of anger and frustration. And I don't want to be feeling like that. I just don't want to be feeling like that. Seriously, don't want to be feeling like that. Oh great. What's the matter with you now? This computer's making weird noises at me. I better turn the video off, because I don't know what else to say right now, to be quite honest. And I'll probably end up with just like big long silences, and that'd be even worse than watching when I'm ranting and raving or whatever. Because then all it is just me sat there, whoa, and then talk about paint watching dry. I'm starting to sound like Yoda now. I'm starting to talk backwards. Oh dear, whatever. Yeah, I better turn this off. Right, okay, I'm going to upload this. I don't know how long I've been talking. It's probably not that long, but it's probably long enough. I don't really want to shut up though. But can't just keep doing silence, can I? So I'm going to probably do another one in a minute, because want to shut this one off because I just can't think of what to say right now. So, sorry about this being whatever it is. Sorry. Bye.